You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Let's go to this story here out of Virginia. The family of Donovan Lynch, they are actually filing a lawsuit against the police who killed him in March. They filed a $50 million lawsuit against the city of Virginia Beach. They claim the 25-year-old Donovan Lynch did not pose a threat and was trying to leave the area with his friend while police were investigating gunshots from an unrelated incident. The suit names Solomon Simmons as the officer who killed Lynch, even though the Virginia Beach Police Department has not released that information. It states that Simmons opened fire without warning, hitting Lynch twice and did nothing to help him. Lynch is the cousin of Grammy Award-winning producer Pharrell Williams. Virginia State Police are still investigating that particular shooting. Also, folks, in California, a black man is suing 7 L.A. County officers for allegedly beating and leaving him with serious injuries. Christopher Bailey was driving home from work when police pulled him over, saying he was straddling lines. During his arrest, he was punched by officers over 80 times, with nearly 40 of those hits to the face. Bailey says he complied with the officers' orders. However, the police report says he resisted arrest. Those 3 felony counts of resisting arrest have been dropped. The beating left Bailey without vision in his left eye, fractured bones in his face, and a few missing teeth. His civil rights lawsuit demands the 7 officers be fired and criminally charged. Okay, so I'm curious here. If he was resisting arrest, I don't think charges would be dropped, Teresa. Don't think so. Which tells me that sound like some cops lied, and if there was body camera footage, he didn't back up the lie.
Again, why reforms in the police system has to take place. So we got to have this body camera footage on. We got to make sure that people are keeping their video cameras on. But obviously, there has been some malicious activity that has been going on with the police department, and everybody's story when it's time to put the report together has been skewed. So it's unfortunate, another black man is being brutalized by the police department, of which they are supposed to be here to protect and serve. But yet it seems like officers are once again taking out their aggression on someone else that does not look like them because they did not heed their word.
First of all, show that photo again. I mean, Ben, really? First of all, it takes 7 of y'all to pull a dude over for straddling lines, and this is how he ends up. Somebody lying, and I don't think it's him.
Certainly not. Roland, we have paid barbarians in our communities who are roaming the communities, looking for opportunities to express their latent insecurities about whatever lack of power they have in their personal lives, and they express it with the force of law, with a badge, and with a gun. And far too often, black men in particular, but black people generally speaking, become the victims of this suppressed insecurity about their lack of achievement in their lives. And so they take that latent anger and they place it on the backs of black people in this country, and it ends up with us getting pictures like this where this man's face is brutalized because of some cop. That's all.
Look, we keep saying Mustafa, until these cops pay personally, you're going to see this here. I'm sorry. That photo should not be the end result of being pulled over for straddling the lines.
It's a photo that we see time and time again. We're seeing them for decades. We continue to see these same types of actions. And, they didn't pull somebody over because they just robbed a bank and they had a gun. They didn't pull somebody over because of rape. They didn't pull somebody over because of murder. They said they pulled somebody over who was coming home from work because they were straddling a line. So when does the 7 police officers show up in the mix for this? And where is that 1 or 2 other officers who say, hold up, fellas, this is unnecessary? 1, why did we pull him over? 2, why we got him outside of his car? 3, why are we whooping his ass? Excuse my language. And we've got to stop this dynamic. And how does this dynamic start? 1, by making sure that we have stronger laws that hold people accountable for these types of actions. Two, as you mentioned before, that we make sure that we stop funding these types of entities and organizations that can't pass any type of review. So we got to make sure there's stronger reviews. And that's where the Department of Justice has to come in to make sure that we're actually taking a strong look at these types of folks. And then then the other thing is that you got to stop, if the case is, because I don't know the history of these officers, allowing people to continue to police who have records, if that is the case, of these types of actions inside of our community, and stop folks from being able to move from one district to the next district or from one state to the next state. So if we start to do some of those actions, we can start to minimize this. But the main part of it is that we can't continue to hire people who don't see us as human, who don't feel that we have any basic rights. And then they continue to do these types of actions and get away with it, or there's the wink and the nod, or the folks who are in the hierarchy of the police departments don't come down on them in the way that they should. So I hope that at this moment that the officers are not being, I hope that they are on unpaid leave and not paid leave, because that also begins to reinforce bad behavior.
Folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
You know, Steve got all these jobs, got all this money, got all these awards. You know, he talk about God and the Lord and his wife all the time. So he was over here talking, and his wife was there, and I knew it was his wife, so I walked up behind her and gave her a kiss on the cheek. The projects in Steve came out in about 10 seconds, because he was like, I'm hearing some kissing over here. Who the hell is kissing my wife?
Well, Roland, you leaned into and you was doing here just to aggravate me, and I heard it out my ear, and I went, okay, man, I don't know who this brother is, but Essence is about to be different. And I spun, and it was the ignorant Roland Mark messing with me. But hey, man, you know how I feel about that girl. So it was quite interesting, and I had to apologize because the CEO of Essence was standing right there, and me and Roland almost turned the festival out. It would have been quite different.
Now, speaking of turn the festival, we also are always on our pocket square game. Always.
Now, I got to give Roland credit. We always battling each other for the different looks. Pocket squares are something we kind of specialize in. We try to make it. This is topping the game right now. This I've never seen. I will be stealing this look. As soon as I find the people from out of this country that he bought this stuff from, and I get a proper email, I'll be sending to China or wherever he bought
Japan
or Yugoslavia, wherever they made this, and I will be looking. That is hot. I got to give it to you. That's the best pocket square I've ever seen.
Now, last piece. Steve is a big golfer. I'm a big golfer. So when we gonna have this golfing brothers thing?
See, Roland, you're trying to talk me into something that you've been doing a lot longer than I. See, you've been playing golf since college.
I took it as my PE at Texas A&M in '87.
See, right there, I picked up golf after Tiger won the Masters. And then I bought a set of clubs and played with a custom set of clubs for 5 years without a lesson. I can't tell you the bad stuff I've ingrained into this swing. I just now started going over the top. I just cut that out. Okay. So, and I'm playing good though. I'm playing good for me. Well, what's your best score?
77.
That'll never happen here.
Well, Rodney Green is working with him. He's our good friend as well. But
77. I will tell you right now, I'm taking a full-page ad out in the USA Today.
All right, folks, don't forget this Friday, the virtual festival, Essence Fest Live Loud Virtual Festival begins this Friday. You can go to essencestudio.com Essence.com. The virtual festival will take place Friday through Sunday, and then, of course, it takes place again next weekend, July 2nd through the 4th. On Monday, we're going to have a recap of the first weekend of the virtual festival. Then, of course, on July 5th, we're going to have a recap of the second weekend.